thank you all very much for jumping on, and also for those of you who have been kind enough to explain to anyone else who's coming in for the first time what's going on here. That just saves me from having to do it. Incredibly enough, I have not live streamed any gaming, really. I've never really had the setup to do it or the bandwidth to do it, but I have remedied that situation, so I think that we are good to go. And I thought, you know what? If I am going to live stream, what better way to do it than to just, bring Fleet out of retirement and do something new. So here we are. Just so everybody knows kind of what's going on here. If you're not familiar, Fleet was the primary character in a series that I started up in, oh my God, 2012, I think. Yeah, 2012, called Aranus Arcana, and basically it was the story of this gentleman here, Fleet Featherstone, who is a Breton assassin, and the story basically, I think it surpassed 100 episodes, but kind of followed him through his experience getting involved with the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild. It started out as kind of a quest of revenge and ended up turning into something a lot deeper. And it was the series that essentially built my channel. It was the series that garnered a lot of subs for me and got me a lot of attention and kind of inspired me to keep doing stuff. So, there came a point when I had to shut it down for a while, take a little bit of a break, and I did that, and then came back and just didn't have the heart to play Fleet anymore, just because I was kind of changing up how I was doing the story. So, but now I thought it might be kind of fun to bring him back for the specific purpose of using him as the primary character for live streaming, at least for now, and start exploring some things I haven't tried before through the perspective of Fleet the Assassin. So, over the course of the story Aranus Arcana, which is still obviously available on YouTube if you want to watch it, it's 100 episodes or so, and some people have watched it many, many times over. He progressed from level 10 to about level 50. I think when I stopped, he was actually over level 50. I want to say he was 51 or 52. So, there was a lot of growth there. And incidentally, I had to rebuild Fleet. I've rebuilt my machine 2 or 3 times. I've changed systems once in between the time that I stopped making the Aranus Arcana series and where I'm at now. So, I essentially had to rebuild Fleet. But one of the things that I do with all the characters, especially the ones that I'm attached to, the ones that I really love, characters like Fleet, is I save their facial information. I export that from the game, and I save it in an archive that gets backed up a bazillion times in a bazillion different ways. And I have since learned how to take that facial information and create my own NPCs with it and create my own presets. So that is essentially what I've done here. Is I have created what is currently just a preset for Fleet, but what will eventually become more of a full-fledged NPC. He doesn't have an AI package or anything like that right now. He's really just a way for me to get in and generate a character that has the right look. And then once I do that, I go in and kind of rebuild the character, level them up to where they need to be. So, yeah. I never start my Let's Plays at level 1. That's correct. I always start my Let's Plays at around level 10. And the reason I do that is, you know, I've explained this before, but the reason I do that is before I actually start making videos having to do with a character, I feel like I really need to understand and appreciate who that character is. And I can't do that at level 1. So I always kind of use the first 10 levels or so as sort of a test bed to figure out who the character is. From a personality perspective, from a combat and tactics perspective. So, vampire action. Whoa, hello. Hey, man. We're kin, dude. Okay, fight and retreat. Fight and retreat. Mostly retreat. Holy hell. Okay, who's who here? Wow, these guys are rabid. I am out of arrows. That is bad news.
You can't beat me.
You have some problems here with weapon switching. I don't know what the issue is specifically. I think it has something to do with my... Look at that. It's fucking bizarre. Let's try this again. I mean, that looks all right to me. But he won't relinquish the bow. See what happens there? We take a look at it. What I'm using here is, this is the XPMSE. It may have something to do with the distribution of items, and I think I may also have a slight bit of a conflict I haven't sorted out yet between... See, look at that. He won't let the weapon go. Okay. It's a slight conflict between the equipping overhaul and the XPMSE distribution of said weapons. My guess is it's a load order problem, perhaps, but I'm still kind of ferreting that one out. So at this point, what I decided to do was get Fleet back in business, and I thought that to start with, it might be fun to just try some mods, some quest mods, things I've never done before, and things that kind of take Fleet out of the Skyrim setting just a little bit. Some new places, experiences, stuff like that. So I toyed around with what to try first, and I thought about, you know, the Grey Cowl of Nocturnal, and I thought about Falskar, but what I finally arrived on as a starting point was Moonpath To Elsweyr. I'm going to try that. I've heard good things about it. I've watched a few videos. I watched a little bit of Gopher's Adventure there to get a sense for what the story was like and stuff like that. So we'll give that a shot. Got any slots left open? I think I do. So I hope everybody is well. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I am reasonably satisfied. I got my computer back. I'm live streaming. I'm making podcasts. I'm making Rune Runner videos. I'm pretty damn excited to just be back in business again. So, and now, you know, kind of having this wild brainstorm to resurrect Fleet has been enough to inject a little bit of new excitement and passion into the things I'm doing. So, pretty excited about that. And the game is looking better than it has in a while, functioning better than it has in a while. Knock on wood. I wouldn't be surprised if we had at least one CTD before the evening is over, just because Cal and I are still working on the setup. There's a lot of mods in the lineup that are mods that he has fully tested and researched, but there's quite a few that drive my stories that have not been tested yet, and we haven't had a chance to dig into, so, you know, there could be some issues. I'm hoping there won't be. And hopefully the stream will go smooth. I'm streaming at 720 right now. So what I got to do is we're going to go to Falkreath, and that's where we kind of get things rolling. Next episode of Rune Runner is in progress right now. Episode 11 is in production. I've done probably a third of the editing required for it. Most of the footage is recorded, but as I'm putting the story together, I'm thinking there's a couple more pieces of footage I'm going to go out and get and add to that. So I would expect the next version or the next episode of Rune Runner, episode 11, would probably come out sometime on Wednesday, would be my guess. The point that we're in with the series right now with episodes 10 and 11 is a bit more complicated than most of the episodes I put together, in that we're kind of in the throes right now of getting Vander involved in the Thieves Guild questline. And that is a little bit tricky because Vander is not... he's not a person that I would consider to be a burglar, if you will. He's not the kind of person who is going to hijack somebody's horse or mug somebody. That's not what he's all about. He's generally a good person. So it's taken some time and build up of story to figure out what the right circumstances would be to allow him to get involved in that quest line. So, and anytime you're in a situation where you're kind of engineering the storyline that way, where you're inserting your own stuff, for example, if you're inserting your own stuff in order to give the story some cohesion, you inevitably run into a situation where it takes a little bit longer because I have to get a little bit extra footage. I've got to do a little bit of planning. And as you all know, I create my own mods to help tie things together. So it's a matter of thinking about what is the story, what is the relationship with his brother, how is Brynjolf involved, and, you know, what would Brynjolf's approach be to trying, you know, to get Vander involved in the Thieves Guild and, you know, all these kinds of things. So, in order to get all that to work, there's a few moving parts or pieces that have to be sort of slipped together. And it takes me a little bit longer to do that. So, but I would say that the complexities of that situation will be resolved at the end of episode 11. And after that, I think what we'll see is kind of a return to more standard adventuring. In other words, stuff that I don't have to engineer quite so much, and it's not so labor intensive. So hopefully that means I'll be able to pick up some velocity there. Yeah, Vander, that's the interesting thing about that. I was just referring to Jake's comment about how Vander speaks on his own sometimes. He does. Vander has more than 100 of his own lines that he can speak at different times, some of which can be random and some of which can be kicked off by me. So there are probably, gosh, I want to say 30 or so lines that he has that can be kicked off by me sort of manually. I've got them grouped into larger categories. Things like, hellos or disgust or, standard trail chatter, stuff like that. And I can press a button and kick off some of those dialogue events, but I never know what he's going to say. I don't know which of those lines of dialogue he's going to spout. And then there are some occasions where in certain circumstances he just says things on his own, and he's not prompted in any way. He just says what he wants to say. And I actually thoroughly enjoy that, because in those circumstances, it also helps me as a player feel like Vander is a completely separate person from me. He's going to say what he's going to say. And I kind of enjoy that, actually, not knowing for sure what he's going to say and then having to react to it. The computer I am running is an MSI gaming laptop. It is a GT70 Dominator running an i7 processor and a GeForce GTX 880M running approximately 32 gigs of memory. And probably 32 gigs of memory, about oh boy, want to say in total 8 gigs of VRAM, although I can't say for sure how much of that I'm really taking advantage of. And then the game is actually running on 3 SSDs in RAID 0, and then I have a 1 terabyte drive I use for data storage and stuff like that. These guys are riled up. I don't know why. Can't be seeing me. Where are they? That'll wake them up. Need them to move around a little bit so I can actually see them. Ooh. Feeling a little rusty. $2 gold. That's hardly worth it. think I'll take some of these arrows, though. Not those. Those are crap arrows. Those are not crap arrows. So, I am using the Ordinator perk overhaul. And as I mentioned earlier, in order for Fleet to be out here adventuring, I basically had to rebuild him from the ground up. And I accomplished that using console commands. So I know he's supposed to be at around, you know, level 50. So I advanced him to level 50 using console commands, specifically the advanced skill command, and then kind of slowly raising his levels in each skill manually, one at a time, until I felt like I had a good sense for where he was at, and a pretty good idea that he was kind of following a very similar path to where he ended up at the end of the Let's Play series. Obviously, I wasn't using Ordinator back then, so there's not a one-for-one match, so I had to go through and kind of pick and choose specifically what perks I was going to use. But it also means that in this particular playthrough, there are a number of quests that he has technically not done that he had already completed before. And while I'm willing to go ahead and, you know, advance his skill levels using console commands, I'm not willing to advance him through various quest lines using console commands, because that will make Swiss cheese of your saved game very quickly, so I'm not going to do that. I have not seen a dog.
Oh well.
Saw a bear.
He's offering a reward for a dog he saw on the road. I was hoping you'd seen it. I guess I'll stay on the lookout. Keep your nose clean while you're here, outsider.
The reason I don't use an ENB is because I'm trying to keep my frames up and I'm trying to basically uncomplicate things. That's not to say that I haven't attempted an ENB. Cal and I have been working on setting up some ENB stuff in Vander's game. We have not met with a lot of success so far, and things are a little bit more complicated on a laptop because you're typically having to use the injector version, and I'm running Windows 10, which is DX12, and our theory right now is that there may be some complications that we're experiencing because of that. Haven't really sorted that all out yet, but I'm not opposed to running ENB, provided that I can run ENB and still feel like I'm getting good frames. So, but I'm also being very careful about how I'm doing all this. So, okay, here we are. We made it. Hey, kid. Hey, kid. You know, now that we're talking about all the lines that Vander has, I have actually recorded some lines for Fleet, and there are lines for him in here as well, but I haven't done it to the extent that I have with Vander. The only lines that Fleet has have to do with when he actually gets kill cams. When he gets kill cams, he'll say something during the murder and something after the murder. In order to get his voice right, it takes a little bit more work because Fleet's voice is filled with menace, and it's a lower pitch, and it's processed, and there's stuff that goes on there. So I have created about 9 or 10 lines for him, but they only kick off during kill cams and stuff. So we may experience some of those. I don't know. Let's take a look at that, actually, because before we got involved in this, I loaded violins. So I thought this might be an opportunity to sort of throttle up and down when we get kill cams. That way we have a better likelihood, I think, of hearing him say some things. I probably could have done this through sky tweaks, too, now that I think about it. Decapitations. Perk-based decaps. Well, he's got lots of levels in one-handed, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I have a feeling we'll get plenty of decaps even set to perk. Decap chance. Should we throttle it up? Say, how about 70%? Try that. All right. Customized kill moves. I don't even know what that is yet. Seated kill moves. Oh, cool. I didn't know Violence had a profile system as well. That's pretty awesome. Well, we've got pretty good settings in there. I think we'll get some good kill cams, provided I go and kill something. That's crazy. All right, so my understanding is we proceed in here. Okay. So one question I saw in there briefly was a question about whether or not, or when, Wayward was going to come back. Silee's story. Yeah, she's only got one episode so far, doesn't she? But as you can imagine, it's a little bit more complicated to make that because both, you know, Joe, Matt, and myself, we've all got to be in the room to do that. That's the only way that works. I wonder if I got to buy a ticket or something. Or talk to these dudes. Hello, it looks like you're preparing to travel.
It is so, stranger. Khajiit will step on the warm sands of our homeland soon. I am Karina. What should I call you?
I guess you can call me that.
Oh, son of Akatosh. Yes, Khajiit has heard the thunder of your voice. It is an honor to meet you, Dragonborn.
Okay. What are these moon paths?
Samranierj kept a journal about our travels. Should you find it, you will know. You can read, yes? No,
Can I join your caravan?
If you wish to travel, then travel. No ask, but do. But ask my mate first.
Okay. Ask who?
Hi. Do you want to read The Black Horse?
Ah, okay.
Perhaps I am. Well, mostly. All cats stray from time to time.
I don't know whether or not Violence is compatible with Ordinator or not. I have no idea. If it gives me trouble, then I'll just take it out. The main thing for me right now is making sure that I don't do anything with Fleet's story that'll compromise Vander's. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And just to finish my earlier thought, Wayward, yes, is going to come back. But in order for that to happen, we all have to be in the same room at the same time to record that. And that can only happen once every 2 weeks. So the velocity of that story is going to be much, much slower, I guess. However, we are thinking about live streaming that with the three of us. So anyway. And whether or not Mortal Blade will actually be a Let's Play. I don't have any plan to do that. I kind of have my hands full already, so...
Perhaps I am. Well, mostly. All cats stray from time to time. Mais, you should be. It is the most beautiful place in all Tamriel. Island is so vibrant and warm. The same cannot be said about this cold and unforgiving wasteland.
All right, let's see if we can join him.
Do, Dar, Jo, no matter. You look strong. We can use an extra claw. Many Khajiit are gone. You can store your gear on the carriage.
All right, let's stash our
Fresh
gear
news from everywhere.
on the carriage.
Read the Black
Shall
Horse.
we? Okay. I am not seeing any messed up shadows. So, my shadows look pretty good. What you're seeing may be a function of the stream. I don't know. Wow. Okay. How far have we come? How many days have passed? What's going on? Let's have a look around. Wow. Pretty awesome. Let's see what we got here. I should have sold some crap before I left. I'm thinking that now. Although I'm going to be hanging out with a bunch of Khajiits, I gotta believe that I'm going to be able to sell some stuff, right? Alright. Sorry, Jake, I didn't see your short blade question. I have to scan the chat. Sorry, I don't see your short blade question. If you want to repeat it so it falls down to the bottom of the chat, that'd be probably helpful. Look at that. Holy cats. You're a monster. I've always been led to believe that... Whoa. That the injector version is preferable for a laptop. But that's just, you know, I don't know if... That's been my experience. I can't say for certain... Hyenas. I can't say what that's predicated on. My guess is there's some technical reason for that, and maybe some laptops don't require it, but my experience has been that I do require it, so... Come on. Whoa.
What you gonna do?
Ah, power attack. That worked. Where'd they go? Come on out of there. We stuck. Okay, I can thread the needle here.
Over here.
That worked. Is that all of them? No, I don't think so.
Over here.
Oh, these dunes are the worst.
Over here.
Oh, I got you. I got you. All right. Ooh, he's a big guy. They get hung up a lot. Let's see if I can draw him out of there. I'd like to, you know, like really fight him. Wow, he is huge. Okay, is that somebody shooting at me or shooting at him? I can't even tell. That's me. Shooting at me. I'm a pincushion.
Can't hide from me.
Come on, get out of there.
What's it gonna do?
It'll be so much easier to rob when you're dead.
Come on out of there.
Open.
All right, I think may just have to put him in the blender. Lockpicks I need. All right. Look at that. This is an ongoing issue, and I really hate it. I hate it a lot. See that? Like, it's all my weapons are jacked up. Let's have a look. I think I am going to... You know, what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to turn off equipping overhaul. Out of there. Yeah. Switch. Okay. The only difference here is that without equipping overhaul turned on, I can't see all of my weapons all the time. So it's kind of that, more of that vanilla Skyrim behavior where whatever is not equipped just kind of vanishes from sight, which is fine for now. I gotta believe these things will work together eventually. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, back to Jack's question. The short blade that Vander uses is, yes, it is Sting. It is taken from the Lord of the Rings weapon pack mod. But rather than loading the entire mod, because I really just wanted to focus on using that one weapon, I didn't need all of the weapons. Yeah, he's pissed at me. I think I'm supposed to just kind of continue on from here anyway. So I caught that weird horse thing with a stray swing of the blade earlier. So rather than just taking the whole mod and all the weapons that came with it, I pulled Sting out of the mix and created my own mod using the meshes so that I could just have the one weapon instead of all of them. When the special edition is released, yes, I will be doing stuff. What exactly I will be doing, I am not entirely sure. But you can be assured that I will be playing Skyrim throughout that whole time, so if I can do something with that edition, I certainly will. Without a doubt. Okay. Clearly, I am missing something. We check. Okay, I gotta return to them. But first I gotta get past their angry horse thingamajigger. This guy have anything? Oh yeah. I almost missed that crap. That critter is going to basically attack me anytime I come close, right? You're not going to attack me, are you?
We ride to Thalmor Forest, on the road to Senchal, into the forest pass with Khajiits and Thalmor. We need Wild Moon to go there.
Okay, Wild Moon. I don't know what that is. The bandits are no more.
He has no reason to be. The sand will bury their shame, and we shall.
Can you please stop? Okay, get in the carriage to continue the journey. This is a royal pain in the ass. Wow, he's frantic, pissed. Okay, the 5 mods question. If I had to pick 5 mods, based on what I've seen so far, I've been really impressed with Ordinator. So Ordinator would definitely be on my list. I like perk overhauls, and I jettisoned Percus Maximus a while back because of all the patching. If it was just me playing for my own enjoyment, patch away, that's fine. But when I'm trying to run clean profiles for multiple characters to create a story for YouTube, I need a stable game, and I need to not be patching all the time. So Ordinator has been awesome, and honestly, I'm actually happier with the perks that I find in Ordinator. So that for sure. I would also use immersive weapons, and I would use immersive armors, just because I like all the variety added by those. That's been really amazing. What else? I mean, I tend to gravitate towards gameplay enhancing mods as opposed to the environmental mods, if anytime I'm asked to come up with a list. So I would probably use the Amidian-born Book of Silence to retexture all those beautiful weapons and armors that are that are coming in. I mean, a Midian-born hits a lot of them anyway. Not all of them, but a lot of them, which would be pretty amazing. What is that? 4? That's tough, man. I could probably get by without alternate start, although I love alternate start a lot. I could probably get by without it. I'm creative enough generally that I can just do, you know, whatever the vanilla start is, and I can kind of craft my own story. So, not too concerned about that. And I have learned to kind of make my own fun without necessarily needing to have something like a sophisticated follower overhaul or anything like that. Let me think about that last one. I'm not sure. Not sure on that. Okay, what are we doing here, guys? We're just camping out here? Is that the deal? Seems this bridge has collapsed. I'll scout ahead for a waiting point.
You are very useful, my friend. We will wait here and offer to little Thar. We will speak with the moons and the forests in Thar's sweet dreams.
Yes. Yes, Alex, I use all 2K textures, 1K and 2K textures. I don't do any 4K textures. I would agree with you. Sometimes it is handy to have a vampire assassin around. This isn't much of a waiting point here, is it? Let's see. Let's switch to Aura Whisper. Las. Aha. Something waits. We can get up here. Can we get up here? Vander could get up here. No sweat. That looks like spiders, eh? I gotta get up there. Come on! Oh, no, no. Don't fall through. Don't fall through. All right. Ah. Lost! Gotcha. Ooh, nasty. Come on. Where are you? Lost! I don't know if this is obstructed or not, but we'll try the shot anyway. I don't think it was. Come on! Ah! Very nice.